Humane Borders began in 2005 trying to find a way that we could put more cell phone towers in the desert to provide cell phone coverage. We did this after learning that in many cases over half of all of the BORSTAR, that's the Border Search, Trauma and Rescue agents of the Border Patrol, over half of their rescues were self-initiated by migrants using cell phones. And we did some research. We found out that Mexican cell phones roam into the United States. Then we got a $20,000 computer program that we happen to have, and we researched the GPS location of all of the cell phone towers in southern Arizona and southern California. And we plotted all of these locations, and then we plotted the theoretical, what's called viewshed analysis, that shows where the coverage of the cell phones extends to optimally and potentially maximum. And then you created the scattergram that shows where the towers are and where the deaths are. And most of the deaths that occur in southern Arizona and southern California exist in places where there's no cell phone coverage. We made maps of this and took it all the way to the Department of Homeland Security in Washington. We briefed our governor for 45 minutes here in Arizona. I'm not going to name names, but we went to members of Congress, briefed staff, and said, well, what you need to do is go find build a coalition of environmentalists and other kinds of folks that want to put this together and do something about it. I said, I'm not interested in building coalitions. I'm interested in you taking an initiative to do something. We briefed various officials to give them background, let them know. We weren't pressuring anybody. We're just saying, here's an opportunity. Let's do something. Let's work on a plan. Later on, when they started putting up the SBInet towers, we approached the Border Patrol and we said, you need to be putting at least 911 cell phone reception capabilities on there. And I'll give you the direct quote from our chief out here. He said, we don't want to be in competition with Verizon. We went to some land managers meetings out here and we're saying we're putting up the towers on your property. They already have the land, already have the tower. Let's put the technology on there. Well, we'll put that in our build request. That's the language of the Department of Interior. If anything is going to be built on their property, they have to file what's called a build request. Well, nothing ever came of that. It is the goal that Pima County have what is called the Wireless Integrated Network Program that would provide public safety communication systems all over for complete coverage of Pima County. We have briefed some other elected officials here, and we're very pleased at some of the responses. We've gone to the Bureau of Land Management. One of the persons that we know there has indicated that they're very interested. There are 2 towers on BLM property and that they want the 911 emergency call capabilities. But the point is, these technologies can be there and available for first responders, for any kind of city, county, federal, state employee who's out there, Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol. If I drive west of Tucson, I find city, county, state, and federal employees all out there. We have land managers and home health nurses and all kinds of people, teachers and everything. So a lot of these people are commuting and on the road. This would be great coverage for them. The only thing that you'll be able to call is to call 911, and to get an official. They can patch you through to whichever agency that you need. This is a public safety item, and not just for the migrant safety, though that's our primary goal. Our primary goal is to reduce the number of deaths out here, which are of a concern to all of us. If you can locate an individual that's in medical distress, then it's a whole lot cheaper usually to slap an IV in them and get them rehydrated than it is to take them to the hospital, spend resources, or end up with somebody in the morgue and have to pay for an autopsy and all those sorts of things, and return to the country of origin. So this it makes sense. It's good for the people of southern Arizona, and it's good for the project that we support.